Ever feel like you're just going through the motions at work? Like, where's the spark?
Oh, tell me about it. That feeling of being stuck, like you're not quite living up to your potential.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today, this idea of finding real purpose and meaning in what we do.
And who better to guide us than someone who's grappled with these questions themselves?
Right. So we're turning to Februalin Paquera-Briones. She actually recorded this really insightful personal reflection that we're going to unpack today.
This isn't some dry lecture, though. This is about tapping into her journey, her unique perspective on what she calls work-life impact.
I love that phrase, work-life impact, because it's not just about finding like balance. It's about, work actually fueling our sense of aliveness, right?
Totally. And Briones dives right into this like really personal story about her own life, about how her mom faced this incredibly tough decision.
Oh, you mean about whether to continue her pregnancy?
Yeah, with Briones, actually, while also dealing with like major financial worries, her older daughter needing heart surgery.
Wow. I can't imagine being in that position.
It's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And the doctor actually said something to Briones' mom that I think really gets to the heart of what we're talking about. You want to save one life by killing another.
Wow. Just wow.
Right. And it's like that in so many areas of life. We silence our passions, our dreams, because of fear or just the pressure to survive.
We choose the safe route, the known, instead of
taking a chance on the unknown.
Yeah, with all its possibilities.
Absolutely.
And this whole tension between fear and possibility, it comes up again when Briones talks about this time she was demoing a lesson at an international school.
Oh, yeah. And she was like super disheartened by how rigid everything was, so focused on metrics.
It just felt so lifeless to her,
And it really highlighted this clash, right? Like life is messy and unpredictable, and these guys were all about control and order.
It's like trying to fit this, I don't know, like this boundless, chaotic thing into a tiny box.
Exactly. And that's when she had this realization
that she wasn't meant to fit in that box.
Right. She was meant to like breathe life into those rigid spaces.
I love that.
And this is where her personal beliefs come in. Like she talks about her faith in a living God and this power we all have to choose life even when things are uncertain.
So it's not about pretending everything's okay, but about like tapping into something bigger than ourselves to navigate it all.
Exactly. Even in those moments of doubt, we're not alone.
So instead of getting bogged down in those individual tasks, it's about zooming out, seeing the bigger picture.
Exactly. Yeah. Seeing how our work fits into something larger, something more meaningful. And Briones, she connects this to something kind of cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. She connects it to her own team over at gameandbold.com.
Right. Her website.
Yeah, exactly. And she emphasizes that even in a business, even when you're talking about profit and all that, fostering real connection, having that sense of shared purpose, it's still crucial.
It makes you think about those times when work doesn't feel like, well, work, when you get so into a project, you totally lose track of time.
Totally.
You're in the flow.
Yeah. Like you're tapping into something truly fulfilling.
It's funny because Briones actually talks about something similar in her reflection. Like she describes work as a kind of playground, which I thought was interesting.
A playground?
Yeah, but not like, it's all easy and fun, but a space where we can kind of push our limits, experiment, maybe rediscover those things we loved as kids.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like bringing that curiosity, that playfulness back into our work.
Exactly.
And that totally changes things, doesn't it? Because suddenly it's not just about checking things off a list. It's about, like you said, engaging with the world, offering your own unique gifts, making a dent in the universe.
Yes. And it all comes back to that work-life impact. It's not just about being happy at work, but about aligning what we do with our values, with something bigger than ourselves. And for Briones, a big part of that is, her faith.
Oh, absolutely. Like her belief in a living God isn't separate from her work. It's woven right through it.
Yeah.
It gives it a deeper meaning.
So it's about recognizing that even when things are tough, when we're facing uncertainty or doubt, we're not in it alone.
Exactly. There's something or someone walking alongside us.
I love that.
And that even in the middle of those challenges, even in the struggle, there's this incredible beauty in creating something, in working together and connecting with others.
It's powerful stuff. So it sounds like it's not just about finding work that makes us happy, but finding work that helps us connect with our purpose.
Exactly. And maybe even more importantly, to connect with ourselves in the process.
It reminds me of that old saying, find a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. But maybe it's less about finding that perfect job and more about finding that magic in the work we're already doing.
Yeah, and maybe even the magic within ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Because what Briones really emphasizes here is that this isn't just about switching jobs. It's about shifting our perspective. It's about seeing how everything's connected, how even our small efforts, they can contribute to something way bigger.
It's funny because I keep thinking back to that co-creation framework. Like, that's not just for big businesses, right? That's a whole way of looking at the world.
Totally. It's about finding those opportunities to collaborate, to connect with people who share our values, to work together with a shared purpose.
Instead of getting stuck in that, like, scarcity mindset, that constant competition.
Right, exactly. It's about choosing abundance, choosing collaboration.
And I think that's a perfect way to wrap up this deep dive with Februalin Paquera-Briones.
It really is.
This idea of work-life impact, of finding that sweet spot where what we do isn't just a way to pay the bills, but something that truly lights us up, that connects us to something bigger, that allows us to thrive.
It's not always easy to find, but it's always worth searching for.
Absolutely. And for anyone listening who's feeling inspired to go out and find that spark in their own lives, Briones leaves us with this really thought-provoking question. What if work, whatever that looks like for you, what if it wasn't just about surviving, but about exploring our potential, about connecting with something so much greater than ourselves?